If you want to be able to buy the most expensive players and open the best packs in FC24, go to u7buy.com to buy your EA FC24 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. With their already amazing prices, you can get an extra 6% using promo code Inception at checkout. You guys made me laugh, bro. I love how the comment section is like, I feel bad for Inception because he's gonna have to redo this video. You guys have gotten to a point where like you know me so well now, you know? So basically we're redoing the video because Footbin's just busted, right? And you guys know I'm not in the game like that to like really know that it is, you know what I'm saying? Like with the play, that's why I should have known though, because I did the original video and I'm like, what's with all these playstyle pluses right now? Like I'm seeing a bunch of playstyle pluses and this doesn't make any sense. Basically, you get base playstyles being added to the card, right? And then you get your stat improvements, okay? So we're redoing this video. We're not going to take too long because it's very self-explanatory for the types of players you're going to want at this point in the game, at this point in the meta of the game. I hate when I have to redo videos. It's the worst thing ever. But this is a left back and a right back evolution, okay? The players that you need to look out for the most are going to be physical, lengthy players that have close to perfect pace. If you get players that do not have a lengthy, they have to have good base mechanics, okay? So, honestly, if you go to FootWiz, you'll see a list of players that kind of go in a row, and they all make sense for their own variables, right? So, Trent Alexander-Arnold is the one that's trending first, because with this card, he is someone who does get some very significant improvements, right? On the anchor chemistry style, he gets a good pace boost, he gets a good defensive boost, he gets a good physical boost. Unfortunately, right, not a lengthy player, but is a five-star player with very good dribbling stats, right? So it's always an important thing to take a look at, because with defenders, you want them to be as usable as possible, right? So even if he is not a lengthy, his pace still needs to be in a good area. But you guys know that at this point in the game, the meta attackers that exist, when you don't have that lengthy, players will be able to kind of blitz past you, especially if your defensive tactics is not set up in a way where it's, you know, more conservative, if that makes sense, right? Give me 1 second, because my computer is still acting here, because I was literally just playing the Black Ops 6 beta, because I was like, oh, my video's done for today, I'm good to go, because I'm basically vacation mode right now until, like, because they'll do the content right now, but it's basically my vacation mode, you know? Anyways, Trent Alexander-Arnold, right back position, 5-star, looks like a cool choice, but again, not a lengthy player. Maldini, this looks a little bit more interesting, right? Some nice play styles on the card, Intercept Plus being a very, very big one. This was the SBC, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, right? The SBC Maldini card. It was this card, was it not? I'm pretty sure that's the one that I reviewed. See, it's funny because even they know that they're not releasing super meta cards. So it's like, oh, we need to release this SBC and then we have to release an evolution on top of it to actually make him really sick. So you can see, look, they're gonna do it for most of them too. Like you can kind of like, maybe we'll see what they do. Like Raul and stuff, they could too. Where is he, bro? Because I definitely reviewed this card. Is he not an SBC anymore? Is he expired? Yeah, most likely expired then. Okay, so if you did Maldini, because we had no idea this was going to happen, right? Good for you, because now you can get an improved version of him that is now a proper meta card to use. But, you know, it's not like we're going to know that it's not like we do an SBC and we know what the future holds with the content that they released in the last 2 weeks of the game, you know? But Anchor Chemistry style puts this card in a very meta area, right? If you go to his play styles in general, Aerial Plus, Ping's pass is also pretty good, to be fair. It's in a center back position. It's still nice to work with. And then there's also the potential of you being able to use him as an actual left back, because if you give him that engine chemistry style, he gets the pace, dribbling, and passing boost while working with nice defensive stats and good physical capabilities, right? So Maldini looks pretty cool. It seems like the SBC is expired by now, but, you know. We have Joshua Kimmich, who is one of those cards where he doesn't have a lengthy on him, but this card in-game wise, when it comes to base mechanic stuff and how it works, he is one of those good cards, right? I had a version of Joshua. It was the SBC beginning of the year, midway point of the year. It was like a Champions League card, right? And I used that card recently, and I'm like, wow, this card still performs very well. Like, that was a good SBC during that time period, you know? And with this card now existing, right, all of the playstyles that he's given, while working with the fact that base mechanics wise, you know, he actually performs pretty well, it's a nice card. I'm not really looking into it from a perspective of using him as an actual fullback, but as a midfielder, I'm telling you, this guy can actually cook in game, right? Very good playstyles in a general sense. All of them would be incredibly relevant to work with as one of 3 midfielders, or potentially one of 2, because all the playstyle pluses are very nice. Definitely looks like a very cool card. Cafu basically got improved to the point where you were kind of hoping that his World Cup card was going to get to, because you guys know that with a lot of cards, when you initially use them, they're good, but you can tell that EA needs to drop some special sauce on them, right? With Cafu, it's a good card. He probably has some special sauce on him now, right? With the improvements that they've given him. Because with the improvements, you can go in different directions of the chemistry styles, which is very important, right? You can go in the direction of giving him a sentinel to boost the defense and the physicality of the card, which obviously would be a really, really big deal. Because he already has very good pace. Yes, not a lengthy, but Cafu is one of those fullbacks that, in a general sense, performs very well for the meta of the game. Roberto Carlos is another one too. Never tried out that version, so I can't give you an opinion on him in regards to like improving it, right? But this one could be a really cool card because of the improvements that he's been given as well, right? Definitely looks like a card you would also give a Sentinel chemistry style to boost the defense, to boost the physical on the card, because honestly, he's really well formatted for pretty much everything else. Playstyles plus wise, it honestly just looks like an attacking fullback, a fullback that could potentially be very good if you use the inverted instruction for your left back, which, to be honest with you guys, not a lot of people do, right? But it is something that you can go with if given the opportunity, right? Could definitely be a really cool card. Again, never tried out the World Cup card, so or the Greats of the Game, excuse me, not World Cup, Greats of the Game card. So I'm not 100% sure what he's like, but you know, Bumpa Store is another one here. This card, you guys know, I reviewed her at earlier points this year, and honestly, I liked her a lot. I think base mechanics wise, she definitely has a lot of really cool stuff. I do believe that at this point, I would mainly use her as an actual center mid in a 3 midfield setup, 100%, especially with the playstyle pluses that she's working with. But if you technically wanted to use her as a fullback, you just have to be mindful of the fact that she's not a lengthy, she doesn't have physical capabilities, which is very important at this point in the game. But as a midfielder, I'm telling you, I think this card would actually cook. And with the 5-star capabilities, great playstyle pluses, she looks like a pretty cool card. Is this a card as well? Attacking right back Gomez card. Yeah, he definitely needs the upgrade. I've been using this card recently. A card that could also potentially cook, maybe. With the stat improvements, obviously a lot to look forward to, I would say. I will say that I probably wouldn't go in this direction compared to some of the other cards. I think if you're building some sort of like past and present Liverpool squad, it's not too bad, but I wish they gave him like a regular press proven at least, because using him in the right back position is actually not bad. I just wish he was more responsive so that I can have more of a balance pushing forward and coming back, right? But yeah, center back position could be okay. You could definitely go down that route if you want. I will say that at this point in the game, you definitely need an intercept. I think intercept is a very, very big playstyle to work with. But Reece James is actually a very interesting one, because this card did get an SBC. At this point, it was this one right here, right? Very, very solid SBC. The like to dislike ratio is fully warranted on it. It was very, very solid card. So if it's anything like that Reece James card, then honestly, he could definitely be really cool. Footbin is just, I can't be on Footbin because these guys are just choking hard right now. But Reece James, right? Quick step plus being given on the card, very nice, right? Jockey plus, bruiser, slide tackle, all very relevant. As I mentioned earlier, there was that SBC card that came out at some point this year, and it was very, very solid to use, right? Let's see this one here. This one is not it. I thought they gave him like I thought he had a position change. I was like, excuse me? I don't even remember that. Can you not search like popular evolutions in general? Evolutions? Klosterman could be really nice, actually. I think this guy got an SBC, if I'm not mistaken. I think this is the SBC card, right? And now you can upgrade him to this. That's a 5-star potential monster, to be honest. Like, all the play styles that he's working with is very relevant. Relentless is one of those ones where, believe it or not, that's actually a pretty meta one if they actually gave him the right play styles in general, right? Like, if you go to the card, you go to the play styles, he has a lot of defensive stuff, right? With the intercept plus, the block plus. Pings pass is a W to work with in the defensive position. I would prefer a different defensive playstyle in that area, but Relentless Plus is a really big one because you do have to rely on defensive AI a lot of the times to defend, and that's what made the Visek card so effective during that time period of like team of the season, because of that specific playstyle working so well on him with his body type and all that kind of stuff, right? So he was definitely really cool. We got Tyrell Malacia, who gets an improvement as well, right? Some very good stat improvements on this card. You don't have to go in the direction of potentially giving him a pace boost. You could go in a different direction. Do I think that most people should probably go with the anchor anyways? Probably, just because of the fact that even if it's a +1 in the pace department, you kind of need that improvement, especially for a card that does not have a lengthy, but will probably feel really fast in game and offer you good defensive capabilities, right? There's going to be like a lot of different options for the fullback evolution that drastically increases these cards to be significantly more usable, right? Kieran Trippier is definitely a big one. Card that you give a shadow to still, I would say you definitely want that sprint speed boost, but again, that's kind of like the direction that you could potentially go in. So yeah, right backs, honestly, there's a few good options, a lot of very good, like these cards will be drastically improved to the point where they're like going to be really solid meta cards. Like even Wan-Bissaka's flashback card, right? Can I search the filter with the... Yeah, not exactly too sure how that works. Attacking right back. But yeah, you could see the completed ones like this, right? You would just go to the whole thing, and then you got the completed ones, right? So you can specifically go to the card. Kalulu gets one that could definitely be really nice. You can go into sentimental value for a lot of these cards too, because they're definitely going to be very meta. Cancelo would be a really cool card to use as well. At this point in the game, yes, because this card was always formatted in a way where I had to give him a shadow, but he lacked in physical. But now he doesn't lack in physical as much. Okay, keywords as much, because his strength is still very low. And again, not a lengthy player to deal with some of the physical engagements, but on the attack could be really fun to work with, right? So yeah, a lot of interesting choices from the right back position. Koundé could potentially be significantly better now after the evolution is now added, right? But yeah, you can go a lot of sentimental routes. You can go the Portuguese rights. There's Thiago Santos. There's Ba. If you're a Benfica fan, you get a nice little improvement there. So a lot of really, really nice improvements in general to make the evolution cool, right? You can even go in the left back one and have a lot of very cool options too, like Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes getting improved is definitely very cool. I think this was like the Foot Champs objective card as well. I think when I used him, I wasn't like super impressed. I mean, at this point, you probably would be more impressed because these stat improvements are significantly better. But like, I always felt like, you know, a card like Theo Hernandez always had like those base mechanic stuff that just kind of really cooks in game. But, you know, Nuno Mendes with those improvements could definitely be one of those options too. Female players, you know, Bacha, if you still like to use these types of cards, could be really cool. Again, lacks in physical at this point in the game, but you guys know Bacha, for a good majority of this year's game, was a very, very solid card to use. Udogi as a OBJ card, now upgraded to this, is very nice as well. So yeah, a lot of really cool options, right? You could go a lot of sentimental routes and you'll get cards that are pretty meta, right? So what you want to look for the most, guys, in a general sense, right, is you want to look for players who are lengthy, who have really good pace, and have an aerial plus at this point in the game because of the current players that you're going to be facing in the end game. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. I'm sorry that I had to redo this video, but obviously I don't want to leave a video out that's wrong because of the playstyle pluses and all the glitches and all that kind of stuff. So thank you guys for the guys in the comment section for letting me know, and thank you for feeling sorry for me for having to redo this video, because you know the vibes, boys. You know the vibes. Anyways, I'll catch you guys for the next one. Okay, peace out, dudes. Love you guys. Have a good one.